Welcome to WrestleMania. Today we are going to be doing King of the Ring 1996.
We certainly are.
Would you like to see the original advert that they used to promote it?
Please, King, we're hungry.
Good luck, bret. Ah, heaven.
He's not going there.
Great ring in the sky. I truly am the king. Not so fast, Lawler. We'll see who's king around here. No! He's no king. He's no king. Where am I?
WWF King of the Ring, coming soon. Thank you very much.
I mean...
The birth of the Attitude Era.
They had no idea what was going to happen. So this took place on the 23rd of June, 1996 at the Mecca Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And no one knows that this night, this show, is going to be the one that ends up just transforming the wrestling business from top to tail. This will take WWE from being a bankrupt company the year before into a billion-dollar concern. And it will make more money in a 2-year period than any other wrestling organisation has made before or since. It will be the most successful, most profitable and most famous 2-minute promo in the history of the wrestling industry. You have to sit through quite a lot before you get there.
Even the match wasn't that good.
No. So what's happening at the minute in the WWF is they are struggling. What they're looking at is a big problem, which is Nash and Hall are very good friends with the world champion, Shawn Michaels. And when Nash and Hall do their last show at Madison Square Garden, they do a thing called the curtain call. And the curtain call sees the good guys and the bad guys break kayfabe entirely, and they celebrate their friends leaving. This was the biggest breaking of kayfabe since Vince McMahon, a few years before, had made it clear wrestling wasn't real because he didn't want to pay a sports tax. What happened out of this, basically, is Vince McMahon said, actually, a line's been crossed here. You've gone out there and you've done something that I do not want you to have done. The problem is Hall and Nash are leaving. He can't punish them. Shawn Michaels is his champion and a massive baby, so he can't say anything to him. So the last guy there he can say anything to is Triple H. Triple H is further down the pecking order. And what he can do to Triple H is say, mate, you were going to win King of the Ring. And now, because of that, you're not. So that choice of the second best option becomes the single most important moment in WWE history, to some degree. I didn't really recall anything about this event because I just think of it as Austin 316. And it amazed me that it's basically got 5 main events. It's a show very much not about Steve Austin. The Warrior does, in the opener, an absolutely incomprehensible promo. He's so bad. But oddly, there's a weird echo where he's sort of going, you talk about your... And you go, oh, you're John 316. We do have an unusual commentary team on this. It's Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Owen Hart. Did you enjoy Owen Hart?
He is not a natural heel commentator, I would say.
I thought he's quite good in this. He's like a grumpy teenager.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I just don't think he's got the authority to be that angry. He's just constantly saying that everyone's been adopted and stuff. And like, you can all shout that through a letterbox, and I have.
Jerry the King Lawler against... Here he comes! The most reckless individual in the history of the World Wrestling Federation!
It's Jerry the King Lawler versus the Ultimate Warrior. How did you feel about this pile of shit?
2 terrible men. Everyone's watching, just like tonight.
When it starts, Owen mentions that he, Mr. Perfect, the British Bulldog, and Vader had all recently been golfing together. Imagine a shitter game of golf. Vader whacking it. Oh, man. Now, Lawler does have a little bit. He comes out and he does his gags, and he's very good at this sort of... What's funny is the lines that he's doing, he can go as close to the edge as he likes. So he goes up to one kid and he goes, hey, what happened? Call that a face, or did your neck throw up? And the kid just goes, fuck you. Really hemmed in as to what he can do.
At one point, one bloke tries to grab his scepter because he'd had to go at his wife.
He did. Nice to see you off the streets for a change, he says, and the bloke's like, you fucking are, you're fucking dead. Cannot believe it. He says, it's girls like you who turn men into, Well, like gold dust, he says. You'll notice here, this is one of those great moments where a company manages to get their phone number and their title right onto smack dab into a pay-per-view. You'll notice RF Video, one of the early bootleg tapes. They started off in Japan. They would tape trade, although it was paid, so no, it was a tape sort of web store. But they would go on to be the people who founded Ring of Honor. They needed new tapes. They were doing so well, so they founded their own promotion. That's where Ring of Honor came from. Now, RF is Rob Feinstein. He would be famous for two things. One is for founding Ring of Honor, and the other is to be caught in a to catch a predator type sting, trying to meet a fictional 13-year-old for what he made clear was not going to be sex.
Let me guess, tape trading? Was that his...
Well, he said he'd actually turned up at the house of the fictional 13-year-old because he wanted to warn him of the dangers of talking to people online.
It's always the first thing they think, isn't it?
Look, otherwise, these people might come round to your house and try and have sex with you. It is a surprise, though, Pete, to find ourselves talking about sex with minors with a big picture of Jerry Lawler. And it to be about something completely different. Lawler is now 72. He had a match 2 months ago. He seemed old even at this time. This was a quarter of a century ago.
Yeah.
He has now wrestled for 51 years, which is amazing and much too old for him to be interested in.
he's constantly on Instagram just eating apple fritters in his car.
Alone.
All
of his pictures are alone.
Just topless in hotel rooms.
Having a great Super Bowl. Hope you're enjoying it. There's nobody else there. It's so sad.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? See tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the abattoir.
The Warrior has returned. As something. A contract dispute had seen him leave the WWF in 1993, and they'd spent years locked in these mad, like, copyright and trademark disputes over the use of the word warrior, which the Ultimate Warrior felt should be his property, and he could start any weird gym business and use the word warrior. The WWF had always been very anti that. At this time, the Warrior decided the way to beat the WWF was to legally change his name. So in the early 90s, he changed his name to Warrior. I don't think he gave himself a first name, but that is the last name of his wife and children. So I think his first name was just
Warrior?
Warrior. I'm Mr. Warrior, first name. This is a squash match. The Warrior just kills him, as you'd expect and as you'd hope. And at the end, he goes over and he grabs the King of the Ring crown, and he doesn't quite know why he's gone over there. And he sort of like throws it up in the air and just put it back. There we are. And off he goes.
Warrior's rope work in this, he'll sort of start on one side of the ring, he'll go, I've got to be on that side because Lawler's there. Oh, now I'm running out. Yeah. His rope work is terrible in this match.
There was a period in the early 90s where he'd been away, and when he came back at WrestleMania 8, there was a very common conspiracy theory that he died and been replaced because basically he had a bob, and no wrestling fan had ever seen a changed hairstyle before. But you cannot replicate how badly the Warrior wrestles. And when you watch this, I find myself watching it and just going, classic Warrior. Classic Warrior. Absolutely sort of about to fall over at any moment because he's going too fast. Simply wonderful. This would be the Ultimate Warrior's final WWF pay-per-view match. He would have 2 more matches. He'd have a match against Vader and a match against Owen Hart, both of which ended with either a DQ or a count-out. And then he would be off again. The trademark dispute came up again. He wanted to own his name, and the WWF were just not going to allow that to happen. But they were also scared of other people coming back and trying to reclaim those trademarks. And so the Warrior, after this match, was off again. He'd been in the WWF at that point for 4 months. He would have a few more matches. He'd go to WCW in the late 90s, and he would make his final appearance in 2014. At WrestleMania 30. It was the day after he'd been inducted into the Hall of Fame. He did a little wave. And then the night after, he went on Raw, he did his little promo, and he died the very next day, which probably stopped him storming out over a trademark issue, really. So, I had a look. His website is still up. It's run by his family. And I was fascinated by a couple of things I found. One's Warrior's Weapons of Wisdom.
Uh-oh.
he'd left a little message on top of what these are. He said, one day a new art acquaintance was open in my studio. A new art acquaintance? like visiting the warrior. I just love the way you do your face.
I just came to warn you to not hang out with artists.
He said he spotted a big stack of 6x9 pieces of watercolour paper with my drawings, quotes and doodles on them. He started going through them and asked me what they were. I told him they were my weapons of warrior wisdom. No more questions. The name just came out without really thinking about it. He says, oh, fucking did it. He couldn't believe how many there were, just sitting there piled up, one on top of the other. He said, whatever you call them, they're damn good. They're unique and they're inspiring. What they are, I do sketches of individuals who inspire me, authors, creators, doers, thinkers, historical figures, etc. And then I scrawl a quote of theirs. Beneath is one of mine. I have a few blunt, bold, and no BS thoughts of my own alongside theirs. So this is his first piece of warrior weapons of wisdom.
I'm imagining live, laugh, love, and then something about Muslims.
That's the warrior's drawing of Sigmund Freud. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult. And the warriors added to that, when one becomes a grown-up, one should think and act like one. Didn't understand it. Did not understand it. Sigmund Freud said turn left, like Sigmund Freud said go straight on. Here's another little bit of Warrior's Weapons of Wisdom. That says, fuck what others think.
Very Freudian.
I think we should build a hospital. Fuck you. And finally, here's the former President of the United States, George Washington. If you do find yourself on Warrior's website, I would recommend you treat yourself to a bottle of Ultimate Warrior wine.
That's a wide bottle, isn't it? It's good value.
Yeah, it utilises a low-to-the-ground, rugged, growler-style bottle. There's no mention of the wine. Just concentrate on the bottle.
Ooh, what's that, Mick? Wrestle Me has got WrestleMania starting.
Yeah, we're not silly clowns. We're cool dudes. Head on over to patreon.com/WrestleMania and see what we've got for you.
12 days, 12 matches, no refunds.
2 boys. Us.
1 kiss.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Wildman Marc Mero. This is Austin when he comes to the WWF as the ringmaster Steve Austin. They'd united him with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Basically because they'd gone, this guy has no personality. What is he? What is he? He's just some dude. So they kind of go, we'll give you the $1 Million belt. Obviously you won't speak, but you know, you're going to be a technician. You're going to be a heel technician.
Right.
I mean, that's not hard to get over. Slow, methodical, but also a villain. He is stuck in the mid-card for a long time. He's wrestling, even the month before this, Savio Vega in a Caribbean strap match. They have a pay-per-view called In Your House 8, and there's a hurricane hits it, and the lights go out. But they say to Austin and Savio Vega, keep doing your match. But it's a Caribbean strap match where they're just hitting each other with a leather belt.
Right.
And so it's just the footage of it before it sort of fell off entirely, the broadcast. It's just the two of them in absolute pitch black. And occasionally you see the glint of like someone's wedding ring, and you constantly hear like that. Oh! Like that, and it looks like Brit Rash. It's a
Tory party conference, after party.
Austin is stuck with this gimmick. They go, okay, we'll get rid of Ted DiBiase. We need to give you something new. And this is the moment where they say to him, we like the idea of you being a bit sort of like cold, sort of hitman character. Austin's been sitting at home. He's watched an HBO special about a serial killer called the Iceman, who is a contract killer. And he's gone, that's a good gimmick for me. He's then working out the names. And the WWF say, we'll give you a hand. And this is the infamous list that includes the names they came up with, including Otto von Ruthless, Ice Dagger, and Fang McFrost.
Fang McFrost, that's a good one.
So Austin is sitting there reading through this list, beginning to work out ways that he can kill himself painlessly. And his wife says, don't worry about it, relax. She says, just drink your tea, it'll go stone cold. And like in a sort of like, I mean, the way it's told is like
the
one
tea
of those...
man. I'll be the tea man.
The way it's told is like a Hallmark thing that she says, your tea will be stone cold. And you go, what did you say? She goes, I said it would be stone cold. And you go, bing. He'd been watching a lot of telly, trying to get inspiration. And he liked the way that Bruce Willis wore his hair in Pulp Fiction. He says that like he has a choice. Yeah, I might do that. You've done it. He then saw Woody Harrelson in Natural Born Killers. And he thought, do you know what? I can do it fully bald. Oh, what a deep dive that was.
He's got the bald section of Blockbuster Video.
The other thing he began looking at was he began realising he needed an effective finisher. All the big stars have effective finishers. And what he was using at the time was the $1 Million Dream, which is a very complex sort of sleeper hold that the $1 Million Man did. And it wasn't explosive. It didn't make people pop. He was looking for something a little bit like the classic finishing move, which is Jake Roberts' DDT.
Yeah.
And Michael P.S. Hayes, who was working backstage as a producer at the time, said, I've been watching my old mate Johnny Ace. He's been in All Japan. And he has this great move, and it's called the Ace Crusher. Now, this is basically the stunner that Johnny Ace had come up with. And Michael Hayes had actually done this before with someone else. He did it with DDP when he was working with him. He went, why don't you use this great move? It's called the Ace Crusher. And so he wanted to make it different for Austin. He said, why don't you sit down rather than go flat on your back like DDP does? I did check to go, did he also go up to Randy Orton and go, I've got this great move that you can use? But actually, Randy Orton was given it by John Laurinaitis himself.
Okay,
he must have been annoyed that Michael Hayes is like, got a great move for you. It's his one, you know? What are you fucking doing? Anyway, so Austin begins putting in the stunner, which is such an important part of his overall package. Do you want to see the very, very first ever stunner?
I think I do.
Yeah, so this is a match on Superstars, and you'll notice from the word go, this move is not over.
You're at the king of the ring. What's going to happen, Mr. Perfect? What if he brought the microphone to the ring when he wrestled the Ultimate Warrior King of the Ring? Now that would be exciting. Yes, it would. But what's the outcome likely to be? Oh, I got to take the king all the way. I think he's got what it takes to beat the Ultimate Warrior. And a 3 count here, no surprise. And Jason Hart defeated by Stone Cold.
He kept all that head, didn't he?
That was a guy called Jason Arndt. He would return to the WWE as part of the Mean Street Posse in the Attitude Era as Joey Abs. A little bit of trivia. Annoyingly, that isn't the first stunner, right? That is the first televised stunner. The first stunner was against Savio Vega in the King of the Ring, but it came after they broadcast it at a later date from that one that was filmed. It's just confusing. I shouldn't even have mentioned it. But that is the first time anyone would have seen the Stone Cold
So it
stunner.
went from that to doing one on the president.
Yeah. Austin also did something really clever, which is as it went on later, he introduced a little kick. And the little kick is so good because it doesn't then come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's setting you up and the crowd can react and they know they're going to see it. Really clever little bits like that he does. He comes out to generic bad guy music at this point. They're still not that keen on him. And his opponent is Wild Man Marc Mero.
Look at him, he's wild!
They should have just called him Man Marc Mero.
Marc Mero.
Mero is new to the WWF. He's been in for 2 months. And he's a unique little piece about him. He was the first person who the WWF gave a guaranteed contract to.
Right.
So previously, everyone's money related to live gates and shows they performed on. With him, they went, we're going to give you a fixed annual income because we want you so much. And what they wanted was they wanted Johnny B. Bad.
Yeah.
They didn't get Johnny B. Bad, so they just went, well, if you can't have that, you're just going to be you. And they began resenting him for it. He was resented in the locker room. But more management were like, who's this guy think he is? Coming in here and signing a guaranteed contract.
That we gave him.
Yeah.
We offered him.
Do you know what we should do from now on? Let's make him lose all the time. That'll teach him. Absolutely mad. When he comes out, Vince is very excited. And Vince just sort of goes, here he comes. Where is he? Where is he? And they're really excited. They're not excited about Marc Mero. They're excited about Sable. They have seen what's happened with Sonny. Well, this looks like a second Sonny. Marc Mero comes out with the look of a man who is realising things are not going his way and that everyone is much, much too interested in his wife. He's also 10% as over as he had been in WCW. To go from WCW to WWF and to look back and go, love the reception I got in WCW. Things are just not going well. This is a 16-minute match. Did you enjoy it?
No,
16 minutes?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. Austin is dull here. The commentators do reference the fact that it's a bit of a slow match to start with. Owen Hart says methodical. JR says very calculating. I don't think you'll see him take too many unnecessary risks here. All euphemisms for this is boring. This is a long Boston crab spot. It is like watching an Austin from an alternate dimension, where he looks like Austin, he sounds like Austin, he moves like Austin, but he's boring and you don't want to see him.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perplexing, that sort of disconnect that you get. My favourite line of commentary came from Jim Ross as well. So Owen Hart says Marc Mero held his trunks to defeat Owen Hart in the first round. And JR says, that's like blaming the Johnston flood on a leaky faucet in Altoona. It didn't happen. And I was like, is that an inappropriate reference? No, it's a reference from 1889.
Oh, that's fine, yeah, fine.
Amazing. And worse than that, 107-year-old reference. 2,000 people died.
Wow.
Hey, hold your shorts, 2,000 people dead. I'm doing a good job. On the little pin, grazes him on the lip, and Austin's lip splits open.
Yeah.
He needs 14 stitches, which he'll have to leave the show to go to hospital to get stitched up. It's one of those things that just happens on nothing. That you know, not spectacular at all, but just probably really, really hurt. And naturally, this match ends, of course it does, because Austin has to go through to the finals with a Stone Cold Stunner. Still a new move, so Mero is not aware what the impact of the move is. And Mero has decided that it'll be a move that specifically really hurts the end of your chin. So when it happens, he begins going, oh, like that. Later, it will knock people out. So Jake the Snake Roberts versus Vader. Pete, did you enjoy this match?
There's a bit where Jake Roberts talks about robbing a bank.
Oh, yeah?
Bit? He says, if I was going to rob a bank, I wouldn't come through the front door, I'd sneak up behind it.
Still a door. Yeah. Sneaking up on a bank. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any less secure.
No. This might not surprise you. Jake does still have a drinking problem at this point.
Okay, right, good. Yep.
He is very religious, and he would, I believe, even to this day, he is actually now quite a religious guy. He did have a drink problem. He was in and out of rehab at this point, but he's also helping backstage. He's one of the great wrestling minds. And they basically said, why don't you come in and try to be a booker? And he was like, that sounds like an excellent way for me to get shit-faced all the time, right. Which he then did. He used to have a snake called Damien, which is a reference from The Omen, where it's a devil child. The second one was called Lucifer, which is, again, devilly. Because he was religious, he had a new albino Burmese python, and that one was called Revelations. He's very much gone the other way. He does, as I say, remain religious. He also did spend a lot of the 2000s being religious and very hungry for crack.
Right, okay.
He had some rough times.
So his idea of the ark would just be loads of snakes and crack?
Yeah, get the snakes off. More room for the crack. I got a lighter off him to have a cigarette when we were at WrestleCon.
Yes.
And I did need a lighter, but I also thought, I'm not going to look to see if I've got one, because I'm going to cadge one off Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
And I did so. And he couldn't find his lighter, and he was digging in his tracksuit trousers, and they were slightly coming down as he was doing. He was going, "Oh man, I just got to." And I was like, you know, if you didn't know he was a wrestler, you would just think he was coming back from something very heavy, or he was on the slippery slope to something very heavy. He didn't look in a great way. They spend a lot of time in this pay-per-view talking about how ancient he is, how fucking old.
He's 41.
41. 40. Yeah, he looks bad. You would if you did all the shit he did. 41. Ages. Owen going, he's past his prime. He's got brittle bones. 41. This is his last shot. It's like I'm 46. Fucking hell. That 41 is the same age as Finn Balor, The Miz, Daniel Bryanson, Kofi Kingston. It's a year younger than Randy Orton. It's 2 years younger than CM Punk and Rey Mysterio.
For Ric Flair.
No, exactly. Ric Flair is 82. He's two of these Jake Roberts. He's not. He's 74, but I couldn't do the maths quick enough. He has a terrible match with Vader, God bless him. I mean, this is... The idea that they want to give across is that Jake is the redemption story, and that's the storyline they're pretending they're going with in this. So they do have Jake battling these impossible odds against Vader. The problem is, Jake is from the 80s, and Jake is tall, and Jake is rangy, and Jake makes Vader, of all people, looked like a fat little meatball. Tall, he's big, and Vader is just sort of like, I'm going to get your big nips, little hands coming up. It's a bad size differential. And then Vader is really checked out in this period. There's a horrible end as well where Jake gets the DDT. And Vader grabs the referee, but he just doesn't do it well enough. He doesn't make it look intentional. So it just looks like Vader falls over, the ref kind of knocks back and then goes, ring that bell, Jake's won.
Right.
What? Build it, you stupid ref. You go. You grab that. And a bit of build. And instead it just looks rubbish. Even when they show the replay to kind of go, look, it did happen. It still looks absolutely pathetic. It's really funny. Watching 1996, I have lost all respect for Vader in the WWF. I've always thought it was because he was badly booked. But I just go, no, you're just a big, lazy muffin. It's horrible. Jake then gets beaten up very badly by Vader after the match, which is, again, raising those stakes a little bit higher.
Live it live as the World Wrestling Federation and Attitude Adjustment Tour sends jolts of excitement through an arena near you.
And it was really tough to let my wife down. I mean, it got to the point with her where she'd have to stay awake some nights to make sure I didn't die. I'd take too many pills, do too much cocaine. She'd shake me to keep me breathing. Maybe she'd have to dig vomit out of my mouth because I'd be choking on it in my sleep. Didn't even know it.
This Thursday, we fly into the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. Friday, we make our way into the Denver Coliseum. Saturday, we hit the America West Arena in Phoenix. Sunday, we celebrate Father's Day at the Kiel Center. And you only live once, so live it live with the World Wrestling Federation's Attitude Adjustment Tour.
I did it all. Everything from steroids to pharmaceuticals to cocaine to crack. I didn't miss anything but heroin.